What's going on, everyone? It's Saturday. Hope y'all are having an excellent weekend. This is 757 History, and we're back with another meal. It's breakfast. We got 2 fried eggs mixed into some rice. I put a bunch of garlic powders on there, parsleys, oreganos, and a bunch of bacons. Y'all like bacons? I know I sure do, and I also love fried eggs. Rice is pretty great too. And I got all those things right here, so let's go ahead and eat some. I watched the UFC this morning. It was in Australia, so it started early, like at 4 a.m. I woke up at like 7:30, but that was just in time for the main event, the main card. Watched I pretty much watched the whole main card. My dude won, Carlos Prates. Got some waters here. Some coffees here. Anyways, let's begin. Last night for dinner, I ate some breadsticks and some cakes. Good. Next weekend, Sean Strickland is fighting Khamzat Chimaev. For the middleweight belt. Wait, is it the middleweight belt? It might be the light heavyweight belt. I don't know. I always forget because fighters are always moving up in weight class. Pretty sure it's the middleweight belt though. But now I'm trying to think who's the light heavyweight champ. Alex Pereira. Yeah. Wait, is it? I can't remember now. Who did Yuri just lose to? It was not Alex Pereira. I think Alex Pereira gave up the belt. He's moving to heavyweight. Yuri just lost to some... Oh, Dominic Reyes is the light heavyweight champ now. No. Carlos Ulberg is the light heavyweight champ now. There we go. All the champs are injured, I feel like. Well, maybe not all. Ulberg's injured. Aspinall's injured. Who else? I feel like there's more. I guess that's it. Pantoja's injured, but he's not the champ anymore. I just bit the inside of my mouth. I hate that. Bacon is incredible. It's basically salted pork. Bacon should go on like everything. Anything cheesy, put some bacon on it. Anything eggy, throw some bacon on it. Any kind of salad, bacon. Mac and cheese. Any kind of Alfredo pasta. Any kind of pasta, really. Throw some bacon on it. All sandwiches, throw some bacon on it. All burgers, throw some bacon on it. You can say pretty much the same thing about cheese. Every burger should have cheese on it. Excuse me. I did a little bit of dancing earlier just to work off the bread and cake from last night. I felt like I needed it. Just had to get a little bit of a sweat going. I think I'm more into that these days. Excuse me. Instead of working out hard, just get the heart rate up, get a little sweat going. I did like 2 sets of bicep curls / whatchamacallit. You grab the barbell and you just stand up. Romanian deadlift, basically, combined with, what do you call this? Rear, lateral, no. I forget what it's called. The rear delt pulls, where you're bent over and you just pull the barbell like that. Great exercise. Gets the lower back, the mid back, the rear shoulders, a little bit of hams. Great exercise. All them areas that don't normally get worked out. That's why it's so effective, and so that's why it feels good, because you're moving parts that you don't normally really move or hit with resistance. Anyways, I don't care about this. Let's talk about something else. You know what movies we need more of? Like good movies. Or what genre we need more of, I should say. We need more ninja movies, but like movies that actually try to make it good. Try to make it realistic and accurate and all that. We need more of that. Not enough ninja films. All the ninja films are like cheesy ninja films, especially in the 90s and 80s. The latest one I can think of that is current is probably Ninja Assassin from the early 2000s, and that was extremely cheesy, extremely fake. We need real ninja movies. Period accurate, historical. I would like to see that. I don't think I've ever seen that. There's too much samurai stuff. And I think 90% of people would agree that ninjas are cooler than samurai. So why is there more samurai content than ninja content? Naruto kind of ruined it. Anybody that's into ninjas now, they're into it like from a Naruto perspective, which that's fantastical. I'm not interested in the fantastical ninjas, superpowers and stuff. I want to see real ninjas get down. That's an untapped gold mine of content. I got this book, The Ninja by Eric Van Lustbader. I've read this much. Not that much left. It's an okay book, but you have to, in order for you to enjoy it, you have to recognize that it was written in the 80s, so it has all of the 80s cheesiness associated with it. Magic powers, all that nonsense. But still decent. I started reading it years ago, never finished it. Got the bookmark still in there. I should finish it at some point. Excuse me. We need more martial arts films too. All the latest martial arts films I can think of, they're all MMA films, which is not that cool. I mean, I like watching MMA, but I don't want to watch an MMA movie. They always gotta shove some drama in there that I don't care about. I suppose dance movies are like that too. All the breaking films are that. I feel like dance films, they're always cheesy because I think people think that the dance world is inherently cheesy. So you gotta have cheese in the film. I don't like that. Good. I feel like oregano. Every time I put oregano on something, it makes it taste like a sandwich. Especially the meat. The meat and oregano combo makes everything taste like a sandwich because that's what they be putting on sandwiches. Sandwiches. Cheers. You know what's crazy about the AI being so prevalent these days? It's creating a new problem, I think, because now I feel a lot of people judge things. They judge the realness of things on whether on whether the creator used AI or not. And it's like before AI, stuff was still fake, and with AI, stuff can still be fake. And I feel like now people think, well, if there's no AI, there's no clear AI usage, then obviously it's real, when it's not real. For example, well, I don't even feel like talking about this. Let's talk about something else. Excuse me. Actually, just to finish that point, people talking on videos. Nowadays, I think people, because the AI voice is so, it's like a negative stigma now. So now, if someone doesn't have an AI voice, there's no AI voice on the video and they're sitting there talking, people just automatically assume, oh, it's a real channel. There's no AI voice. And it's like that whole script could still be generated by AI and he's just reading the script. It's still a fake video. But I feel we're entering a world where people won't care about that anymore. Which, I don't know. I just don't know. Delicious. I need a shave. It's been a while. Cheers. It was a toast to silence and reflection. Contemplation. Excuse me. Last night I was watching this video with, I believe it was a GQ interview with the actor Vincent D'Onofrio. I think that's his name. Vincent something. He played the bug alien in Men in Black. And I just learned that he played all these other characters too. Private Pyle in Full Metal Jacket. He played that character too. And he also played the Kingpin in the Daredevil series. And I believe Kingpin was in the Punisher series too, with, I forget the dude's name. Jonathan something. He played Shane in The Walking Dead, Season 1. But yeah, I didn't know Vincent D'Onofrio played all those characters. He did this interview talking about his process and the thinking that went into those characters. That dude's a legit actor, man. Great video. I didn't watch the whole thing because I didn't see all the movies in it. I just skipped to the movies that I've seen. Excuse me. Excuse me. It's interesting how if you fry ham, it pretty much turns it into bacon. One piece of bacon left. One sip of water left. Excuse me. Pardon. So great acting and great directing. Cheers. And that's that. And that's that. Now we just have some coffee. We could read some more of this, but I kind of want to look at some other books, see what else we got here. But I don't know what to pull out. The Pandora Stone. That sounds interesting. Like Pandora's box, but Pandora Stone. Might as well take a look at it. I already mentioned it, so now we have to look at it. Oh, excuse me. You see that dust? That's a heck of a lot of dust. Swipe that into the trash can. Okay. By William Greenleaf. Author of the Tartarus Incident. Y'all know about Tartarus? The Pandora Stone. And check out that cover. Some kind of structure. Looks like he's holding the Pandora Stone. And it's shooting a beam to the structure, or the structure is shooting the beam to the stone. It says, there's something alive in there. Pardon me. I'll read the back. Actually, before we even read the back, excuse me, let's see when it's written. When it was written. It's from 1984. Great year right there. Let's read the inside, actually. The crystal was the approximate size of a large man's fist. Arlo reached into the case and touched the smooth surface. The jewel felt cool and hard. He peered down into the heart of the crystal, and suddenly his stomach lurched. His vision locked on the light moving inside, wavering sickeningly in shifting shades of amber and gold. Something skittered along Arlo's spine, and his mouth went dry. There's something alive in there. Ooh, I like that. This is from the Book Exchange in Brentwood Shopping Center, Charleston, South Carolina. Big shout out to South Carolina. Charleston is the capital of South Carolina. Did y'all know that? I remember that from my school days. Arlo Field didn't match the holovid image of a contract courier. He didn't match the holovid image of a contract courier. He was short, scrawny, and homely, and he suffered from recurring nightmares about his one encounter with the alien cobra, an encounter in which his lover was killed. But Arlo was good at his job, so good that when UNSA needed someone to acquire and transport a mysterious alien crystal to headquarters on Sierra, Arlo got the assignment. Unfortunately, nobody told him that the 5 most ruthless criminals in the human K-stream loop also wanted the crystal and would stop at nothing to get it. Nice, we got a lot of concepts packed in there. The UNSA, probably a future USA. Probably United Nation States of America, so it's like a united world. A contract courier, basically a special mailman. We got alien cobra, some type of alien. The 5 most ruthless criminals in the human K-stream loop. What's a K-stream loop? Don't know. Some future version of like our solar system or something. Interesting. The Pandora Stone. Okay. Didn't really get a lot from that. Sounds good, but not good enough that I'd want to be like, oh, I gotta read this one. What else we got? Return to the Stars, Battle for the Stars. The Zenda Vendetta. The Nautilus Sanction. Those are Simon Hawke books. I got a lot of Simon Hawke. You should probably look at some of those. The Dracula Caper. The This font is so hard to read. The Lilliput Legion. Lilliput. That's from Gulliver's Travels. A classic. The Star Kings. That sounds cool. The Star Kings. By Edmund Hamilton. Return to the Stars and Battle for the Stars were also Edmund Hamilton. Let's check this out. When was it written? 1949. Early sci-fi. The End of the War or the World? Flung across space and time by the sorcery of superscience, John Gordon exchanges bodies with Zarth Arn, prince of the Mid-Galactic Empire 2,000 centuries in the future. Suddenly, John is thrust into a last-ditch battle between the Democratic Empire world and the tyranny of the Black Cloud regime. Only one weapon, the terrifying Disruptor, can win the struggle for the Empire forces. But it is so powerful that unless John uses it correctly, It could destroy not only the enemy, but the cosmos. Can his 20th century mind cope with the technology of 200,000 years from now? Okay? Excuse me. A present-day man flung across time and space battles to save the cosmos from extinction 200,000 years from now. Excuse me. John Gordon is a 20th century man who, through the sorcery of science, exchanges bodies with a galactic prince 2,000 centuries in the future. Suddenly he is thrust headlong into a perilous whirl of intrigue and conflict between the great star kingdoms that threatens to destroy the entire universe. The Star Kings is science fiction adventure at its most fantastic, exciting best. Cool. What's next? Got some big old Tom Clancy joints. I can't remember if I've ever read a Tom Clancy novel, but I've always known about them. I remember a kid back in grade school used to read a lot of Tom Clancy. Them books are like this thick, or that thick. Let's look at this one. Look at that. And look at that dust, man. That's what I call some dust. That's thick. New York Times bestseller, Tom Clancy, The Bear and the Dragon. Looking at those flags, the bear is Russia and the dragon is China. So, China and Russia. Heart-stopping action, says the Washington Post. And there he is, Tom Clancy. He's a Navy man, I guess. Oh no. He's a Marine Corps man. Based on that hat, anyways. What's this about? And when was it written? And you got the very tiny print, of course. Thick book with tiny print. It's a biggin. When was it written? The year 2000. Okay. There's no, like, intro or summary anywhere in here that I can see. Excuse me. Pardon. There's no, there's a prologue, but with print as small as this, I don't know if I can be bothered to read a prologue. Or at least not to sit here and read it on camera. Oh, I saw the word RPG. The prologue's got some action in it. But the prologue is too long, I think. Yeah, we're not reading that. It's too big. What else we got? I kind of want to move this thing so I can look at some of the books behind it. Let's do that. Okay, we got a whole lot of Gordon R. Dixon. Y'all ever heard of him? I got about this much worth of Gordon R. Dixon's. That many books, however many that is. From left to right, we got the Dragon Knight. We got the Dragon and the Gnarly King. The Gnarly King, that's sick, man. The Gnarly King, he must be pretty gnarly. We got the Dragon at War. We got the Dragon and the Djinn. We got the Dragon, the Earl, and the Troll. That sounds pretty interesting. The Dragon, the Earl, and the Troll. We got the Dragon on the Border. We got Spatial Delivery. That's funny. Instead of special delivery, it's spatial delivery. Nice little play on words there. We got the Space Swimmers. Sounds kind of weird and lame, but probably interesting. We got Arcturus Landing. Cool, cool. We got Hour of the Horde. I like that. We got the Dragon and the George. Interesting. The Dragon and the George. Instead of the Dragon and George, it's the George. That's got to be a special George right there. He's the George. We got the Outposter. Must be a dude that lives on the outpost. And then we got Carol Nelson Douglas. A whole bunch of her books. How many of her books do we have? That many Carol Nelson Douglas books. From left to right, we got Exiles of the Rinth. We got Six of Swords. We got Keepers of Edenvant. Heir of the Rengarth. She really loves putting these made-up names. We got Seven of Swords. That must be the sequel to Six of Swords. And then we got a different author, Norman Edwards, who wrote Invasion from 2500. We got Gordon Eklund, who wrote Lord Tedrick. Gordon Eklund again. He wrote Lord Tedrick 2, Space Pirates. Okay. Well, that was kind of anticlimactic. None of those I feel like pulling out and reading more of. So let's put this back. Let's take a sip of this. This is for the weekend. Cheers. Have you guys seen the series Shogun? The original book was written by James Clavell. Or James Clavell. I never read the original book, but I have another book by James Clavell. Or Clavell. Taipan. It's similar to Shogun in how... I haven't read it, by the way, but I remember reading it back a while back when I watched Shogun, and I learned that it was written by James Clavell, and I was looking at these books, and I spotted his name. It's like, hey, I got a James Clavell book here. And it intrigued me because I have another book that refers to taipans. Taipans were basically like the leaders of industry back when, in the early days of Hong Kong. Excuse me, the people who really spearheaded commerce. He writes books set in the Far East. It's from 1966. Excuse me. This was his second book. Shogun was his first book. Yeah, Hong Kong. A novel of Hong Kong. Hong Kong is way cooler than China. That's why all the stories are set in Hong Kong instead of China. There's just more going on in Hong Kong. Let's read some reviews. The Chicago Tribune says it's unforgettable. The New York Times says packed with action, gaudy and flamboyant, with blood and sin, treachery and conspiracy, sex and murder, fresh and vigorous, grand entertainment. Baltimore Sun says a fabulous epic of the Far East that will disturb and excite you, a thrilling and enticing tale of adventure and human relationships, dramatic episodes, exotic vignettes, and heady descriptive passages. The Pittsburgh Press says every 5 or 6 years there appears on the horizon a book so vast in scope, so peopled with bold, colorful characters, it eclipses other efforts of the time. Such a book is Taipan. These are some great reviews. This is just some of the overwhelming praise for the magnificent novel that only the author of Shogun could have written, and that no reader can ever forget. Okay. The spectacular epic of the Far East, filmed in China, now makes motion picture history. They made a movie out of it. Interesting. I probably have heard of it. Let's read the author's note for a change. I would like to express my thanks to the people of Hong Kong who gave me so much of their time and knowledge and allowed me into their present and past. Of course, this is not a history, but a novel. It is peopled with men and women created out of the author's imagination, and no reference to anyone or to any company that was or is part of Hong Kong is intended. Okay. Again, no summary or synopsis anywhere. The book is too old to have that. But is the intro long? It's not too long. It's just a couple pages. I'll read it to you. Let me wet the whistle real quick. Shout out to James Clavel. This is for him. Dirk Struan came up onto the quarterdeck of the flagship HMS Vengeance and strode for the gangway. The 74-gun ship of the line was anchored half a mile off the island. Surrounding her were the rest of the fleet's warships, the troop ships of the expeditionary force and the merchantmen and opium clippers of the China traders. It was dawn, a drab, chill Tuesday, January 26, 1841. As Struan walked along the main deck, he glanced at the shore, and excitement swarmed over him. The war with China had gone as he had planned. Victory was as he had forecast. The prize of victory, the island, was something he had coveted for 20 years, and now he was going ashore to witness the formality of taking possession, to watch a Chinese island become a jewel in the crown of her Britannic Majesty, Queen Victoria. The island was Hong Kong. 30 square miles of mountainous stone on the north lip of the huge Pearl River in South China. 1,000 yards off the mainland. Inhospitable, unfertile, uninhabited except for a tiny fishing village on the south side, squarely in the path of the monstrous storms that yearly exploded from the Pacific. Bordered on the east and on the west by dangerous shoals and reefs, useless to the Mandarin, the name given to any official of the Chinese emperor, in whose province it lay. But Hong Kong contained the greatest harbor on earth, and it was Struan's stepping stone into China. "Belay there," the young officer of the watch called to the scarlet-coated marine. Mr. Sharon's longboat to the midships gangway. Yes, sir. The Marine leaned over the side and echoed the order. Won't be a moment, sir, the officer said, trying to contain his awe of the merchant ship Prince, who was a legend in the China seas. Of the merchant Prince, who was a legend in the China seas. Nay, hurry, lad. Sharon was a giant of a man, his face weathered by a thousand storms. His blue frock coat was silver-buttoned, and his tight white trousers were tucked carelessly into sea boots. He was armed as usual, knife in the crease of his back and another in his right boot. He was 43, red-headed, and his eyes were emerald green. It's a bonny day, he said. Yes, sir. Sharon walked down the gangway, got into the prow of his longboat, and smiled at his younger half-brother, Rob, who sat amidships. We're late, Rob said with a grin. Aye, His Excellency and the Admiral were long-winded. Strawn stared at the island for a moment. Then he mentioned at the boatswain. Cast off. Go ashore, Mr. McKay. Aye, aye, sir. Aye, aye, sir. Aye, aye, sir. At long last, eh, Taipan? Rob said. Taipan. Taipan was Chinese for supreme leader. In a company or army or fleet or nation, there is only one such man, he who wields the real power. Aye, Strawn said. He was the Taipan of the noble house. Okay. Not much to go off there, not much meat on the bone, because it's just a little intro passage. I don't feel like reading anymore. I think that's it. Let's finish this and call it a day. So Taipan, literal translation is supreme leader. This one, I want to make a toast to the internet, or the internets. Big shout out to the internets. A crazy place, a great place. A place. I got enough for one more. Excuse me. This toast is for anything interesting to interesting things. Cheers. And that's the mukbang. That's the mukbang. Speaking of bang, you're dead.